more. I'm trying to find, there we go. We're going to go into a little bit more detail. So arrays are made up of rows. Which way do rows go? Show me with your hands right now. Rows go across. Across. Which ways do columns go? Columns go up and down. Think about the columns of a house. Remember, I showed you pictures, the two big columns in front of a house. So rows, which way do rows go again? I'm not going to do it. I want to watch you guys do it. Which way do rows go? Across. Which way do columns go? Up and down, up and down. So we've been counting with arrays. We've been making arrays. Yesterday, we kind of introduced us to multiplication with arrays. So we're going to be doing a little bit of more of that. So I wanted to show you this video to help you. So pay attention, extra careful to this video, okay? And I might pause it because there might be some times I really want you to focus and be like, oh, that makes more sense now.
Free videos, lesson materials, and more.
All right. I loved how in the beginning of the song, it says equal groups. That means that each of these groups is equal. Do you notice there's not one straggler over here, a circle here, a circle down here? They're all equal. So they counted 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 columns.
4 groups of 3 help me to see better. There are 12 circles all together.
So look what they did. They multiplied the number of rows by the number of columns. So we're going to be doing that today. So really pay attention in the rest of this video. They multiplied the number of rows by the number of columns. Remember, in multiplication, it is okay to flip the numbers. So they could have done 3 times 4, and that would have made the same thing. It's like addition. If I have 1 plus 1, if I have 1 plus 2, that equals 3. 2 plus 1 still equals 3. So they might switch around the numbers. Really pay attention, okay?
This array has 5 rows and 3 columns. Grouping can help us solve these problems. 5 plus 5 equals 15. Now we're mastering this routine. We can count objects in many ways.
We can count in many ways.
Counting groups found in arrays.
Groups are found in arrays.
Rows go across, columns go up and down.
Rows across, columns up and down.
Equal groups help us tally how many we found.
How many we found?
On my tablet, I compose an array with 4 columns and 5 rows. 5 groups of 4 are on the display. There are 20 clownfish in the array. This array has 3 columns and 2 rows. It's easy for us to see how this one goes. Because we know 3 plus 3 equals 6. Adding groups is such a cool matrix. We can count objects in many ways.
We can count in many ways.
Counting groups found in arrays.
Groups are found in arrays.
Rows go across, columns go up and down.
Rows across, columns up and
Equal
down.
groups help us tally how many we found.
An array shows addition, done in repetition. And this is the foundation for multiplication. For example, 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 9. What we've done is we have added 3 separate times. So we could say the array is 3 times 3. To multiply, just add and repeat.
We can count objects in many
in many ways.
Counting groups found in array.
Groups are found in arrays.
Rows go across, columns go up and down.
Rows across columns up and
Equal
down.
groups help us tally how many we found.
How many we found? Visit number up.
All right. So we're going to be practicing that, okay? So let's take a look at my example. All right. Let's take a look at this. Here's the front. The back, don't worry about the back right now. The front. Send me a chat. How many rows do we have? How many rows do we have? How many rows do we have? Send me a chat. How many rows do we have? Listen to what I'm asking. How many rows do we have? Not how many in each row. How many total rows do we have? Kalina's choking. How many rows do we have? Good. We have 2 rows. We have 2 rows. How many columns do we have? How many columns do we have? So think of it this way. If I have 2 going down, how many do I have going across? Perfect. We have 5 going across. 5 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can also say that there's 5 in each row. What would be my multiplication problem? What would be my multiplication problem for this? Who thinks they could send me a chat and fill out my multiplication problem? Blank times blank equals the total number of squares. Go ahead and try and fill out that multiplication problem. What times what equals how many? Awesome. Some of you guys are sending me both. Because remember, we can flip-flop those numbers. So really, there's 2 different equations that could be. Keep going. I only heard back from a few of you. Malachi, what we're doing right now is we're figuring out what our multiplication problem is. All right. Who can give me one of the multiplication problems? Who can give me one of the multiplication problems? Kwaku.
5 times 2,
Good. Equals what?
10.
Awesome. Who can raise your hand? Who can give me the other multiplication problem? Who can give me the other one? Raise your hand. Santana, what's the other one? Hey, Santana, what's the other multiplication problem, bud? Go ahead and unmute yourself for me, Santana.
It's
12 degrees in the end right now, okay? Okay, guys?
Santana, are you having some issues, bud? That's okay. Who thinks they can help Santana out? Who could give me the other multiplication problem? So we have 5 times 2 equals 10, but remember we can flip-flop. Tony, what's the answer?
2 times 5.
Perfect. 2 times 5. They mean the same thing. So I could have done 2 times 5, or I could have done 5 times 2. Perfect. So my answer is 10. My answer is 10. Okay, I'm going to erase this, if it will let me. And we're going to do one more. All right, I'm going to draw my array. It might not look super, super nice, but that's okay. I'm going to do it with dots. Okay, here's my array. How many rows do I have? Send me a chat. How many rows do I have? Remember, rows always go across. How many rows do I have? How many rows do I have? Just send it to me one time, please. How many rows do I have? Remember, rows go across. Perfect. Guys, I just said send it to me once. Kwaku. That means you, bud. You've sent it to me like 12 times. I only need you to send it to me one time. 4. Perfect. 4 rows. All right. How many columns do we have? How many columns do we have? Remember, columns go up and down. Up and down. Send me one chat. All right, awesome. 3. So go ahead, and I want you not only to send me one equation, I want you to send me both equations. Send me both equations. What are the 2 equations that I could have here? Blank times what? What are the 2 equations I can have here? Go ahead and send me both of those. Good job, Susan. Good job, Heidi. So remember, you should be sending me 2 equations. Send me the one, and then flip-flop your numbers and send me the other one. I got that song that lady was singing stuck in my head now. That's going to be stuck in my head all day today.
Kalina, can I go to the restroom?
Yes, you can, Tony. Thank you for asking, bud. Alrighty. Who would like to give me one equation? Who would like to give me one equation? You guys all did an awesome job. Santana, what is one equation you did?
3 times 4.
Perfect.
Equals 12.
Perfect. So Santana decided to do the number of columns. So 3 times 4, number the times of rows. Number times the number of rows. What is our other one? Raise your hand. Someone I haven't heard from today. What is our other equation going to be like? What could I do to just flip-flop the numbers? Mohammed.
4 times 3.
Perfect. 4 times 3. So remember, we could either do 4 times 3 or 3 times 4. Look, same numbers. Mohammed, that also equals 12, right?
Yep.
So these numbers stay the same because that's what it equals. There's always going to be the same number of dots or squares, whatever we're counting. But these two are the ones we can flip-flop. Remember, we can flip-flop. They mean the same thing. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, we're going to take a look at the worksheet. Do not go on it yet. I want you just to look because I want to show you what you are going to be doing, okay? This is your worksheet today. There's 2 pages. So you need to make sure you do both. It says drag the multiplication equation to the correct array. Do not get intimidated by this. There's a lot of squares and rectangles on here. So let's go ahead and do this one. An easy way to figure out, okay, let's count first. Let's count. How many do I have going down? Count for me. And then send me a chat. How many do I have going down in this array? Or how many rows do I have? 1. And then send me it in a chat. How many rows do I have in this first big, gigantic array here? How many do I have going down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many rows do I have? That's a better way to say it. Sorry, the way I said it was confusing. How many rows do I have? I only got answers from 3 people. I need many more people working with me here. 1 row, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many rows do I have? 1, 2. Remember, rows go across. Not how many do I have in each row. How many total rows do I have? 2, 3, 4. All right, I need way more people participating. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 people. I have way more than 4 people in this class. How many rows do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, and keep counting. There we go. Thank you, guys. All right, I'm gonna draw my little line. All right, that didn't work out, did it? I'm just gonna put a little drop box here. You do not have to do this, I'm just showing you, okay? All right, perfect. I have 10 going down. How many do I have going this way? Or I could say it as how many columns do I have? How many do I have going this way, or how many columns do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8. 8. So my multiplication is going to be 8 times 10, or it could be 10 times 8. Which one do you guys see over here that matches this? Is it 8 times 10 or 10 times 8? Send me a chat now. 8 times 10 or 10 times 8? Which one would match this? Look over here. Which one would I pick? Send me a chat. Which one would I pick over here to match this array? Good. Make sure when you select it, you select the box, and make sure you wait till that little cross sign appears. Perfect. It could also have been written 8 times 10, right? Because we know that means the same thing. Perfect. Okay, we're going to do one more. We're going to do one more. How many do I have going down, or how many rows do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Another 10. All right, so we know this is 10. 10 times what? How many do I have going down? 1, 2, 3, 4. 10 times 4. Do we see a 10 times? Oh, 10 times 4. Perfect. So what you're going to do is you're going to be matching the multiplication. So how many are going across and how many are going down? Look at what we did back here one more time. Look at, we did how many are going across? 5 times how many are going down? 2. So that's kind of a shortcut. Just do this times this. So you would do 4 times, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 times 10. Perfect. This one would be 2 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 times 7. Then you're going to keep going. All right, guys, go ahead.